All right. Hello, I'm Kyle Bergeron. I will be your child's algebra teacher this school year. Obviously, we are in unique, challenging times, but I think we can all persevere, work together, and make it work. I just made one of these videos. I also teach Math 7 in addition to algebra. I just made one of these videos for Math 7. I was a little long-winded, so hopefully I can make this one a little quicker. So here I go. Just briefly about myself, Dayton, Athens, Columbus. So I am from Dayton, Ohio. That's where I went to school, grew up, kindergarten through 12th grade, to Miamisburg to be exact. Went to Ohio University in Athens. That's where I got my mathematics teaching degree. Graduated from OU, came here to Columbus, planted the flag, and I've been here ever since. So those three cities are kind of near and dear to me: Dayton, Athens, and Columbus. Family. So is my wife right here. She's also a math teacher. She teaches math in Lancaster. I have 3 children. This right here is my oldest. This is Kara. She's now a freshman in Granville. This is my middle daughter right here, Annabelle. She's actually a 7th grader. She'll be in the building here with me this year, which is kind of special. And this is my youngest child. This is AJ. He's a 5th grader at GIS. Teaching experience. This will be year number 6 for me at Granville. And before Granville, I was at Reynoldsburg, where I taught math there for 8 years. I'm the high school head wrestling coach. I'm also our middle school's co-ed golf coach. Cool thing about coaching golf is that I started working with these kids in the summer, June, July, but things really picked up in August. And I've already developed some of those relationships, which is really cool. So before these kids, 24 or so of them come into school the first day, I will have already developed those relationships and have that rapport with them, which is really cool. That's why I get into coaches, is to build those relationships. And I just love having that on day one, right out of the gate, which I think is neat. Goals for the year. Goal number 1, maximize your academic potential. Algebra is tough. I see it every year, and it's tough. There are challenging units there, and kids are going to struggle. So it's not realistic, in my opinion, that every single one of my students is going to get straight A's, all of them. Okay, I understand that some kids might get C's, might get B's, could be all over the place. But if I see a kid who's struggling and maybe they've gotten some C's on some assessments, if I can work with that child and maybe they get a B, well, that B is going to feel great to that child who's been struggling. So it's not always about getting straight A's. It's about, identifying where a kid is at and growing them from that point. Strive for greatness and character. I always say it doesn't matter how smart you are. If you're a jerk, now none of our kids will be jerks, but if no one likes you, no one's going to want to hire you. You can be the smartest person around, but if people don't get along with you, no one's going to want to be on your team, and you're not going to be very hireable once in the real world. Okay, so we're going to be stressing that all year long, treating people with kindness, amongst other character qualities. Third one there, embrace and celebrate failure. You can think about in the world we live in nowadays. We're striving to get that vaccine for COVID, and I guarantee those doctors are trying and failing, and I have confidence that we will get a vaccine for COVID. But it's not going to happen right out of the gate first try. It's going to take a lot of failure, and that's just the way the world works. It's the same way in algebra. Okay, when I introduce a particular topic, it's not going to make sense for every single brain right now. Some kids it's going to take a few tries before they get it. But once again, if we can, if we understand that failure is normal, then we don't beat ourselves up as much when it happens. Let's just expect it and then grow when it happens and learn from our mistakes. So, building safety procedures and COVID concerns. Your kids on the first days of school will be educated on the COVID and safety procedures of our building. We've broken it into department. The math department is going to talk about restroom and lunchroom expectations. The ELA department is going to talk about email, Schoology, and progress book. The science department is going to talk about math procedures and our hall process. And the social studies department is going to talk about arrival, dismissal, and lockers. Okay, so your kids will be educated and talked about these items on the first days of schools. For the parents, these are accessible to you as well, all of our building procedures as they relate to COVID. And these can be found through Mrs. Orman, our principal, Mrs. Orman's email newsletters. Course syllabus, okay, what will I study? The biggest way to generalize algebra is nonlinear relationships, okay? In pre-algebra, mostly what you learn about is straight lines, okay? Now we're gonna be looking at all different types of functions that when graphed will start to curve, they'll make a parabola, and those come from quadratics and exponential relationships, and that's kind of what's going on, nonlinear relationships. But also the state standards as they apply to algebra. Textbook. Our textbook will be accessible online. However, we also use other resources in addition to the textbook. Once again, we're just trying to teach the state standards for algebra. We do have a textbook which will be available online, which we kind of use to guide us, but we also pull from a lot of other resources if we feel like those hit that particular piece of content better, you know, for whatever that may be. Supplies. A TI-84 graphing calculator is essential, okay? The students haven't used that prior to algebra. They've used a non-graphing calculator, but now that they're in algebra, they need this TI-84 graphing calculator. Oh yeah, if you buy that new from the store, it should come with like a TI, like a barcode for reward points. If all of our students are buying this, please don't throw those away. We will take those reward points. We will collect those, and that allows us to send those off to Texas Instruments, and then they give us cool stuff in return, which we will then use in the classroom with your children. So please give us the points if you can. Assignments, okay? Our assignments will be broken down into three basic categories: DQs, homework, and assessments, test quizzes. DQs just stands for daily quizzes. That's pretty standard. Child comes into the classroom, or whether they're working remotely, it's just a quick kind of 1, 2, 3 question quick hitter to kind of get things started right out of the gate. So those are our DQs. How will I be graded? Now that's important for algebra. Prior to algebra, none of your math courses at GMS have gone on your high school transcripts. This is a high school course that does go on your transcript. So the way that your year grade at the end of the year is calculated is 20-20-10, 20-20-10. That's 20% of your yearly average comes from your quarter 1 grade, 20% from your quarter 2 grade, 10% from your midterm exam, 20% from quarter 3, 20% from quarter 4, and 10% from your final exam. Roll that into a big ball, that's 100% of your year-end average for algebra. PIV and Schoology. A lot of parents and students, they know they're both important. Now PIV is the same thing as Progress Book. So PIV, Progress Book, same thing. PIV and Schoology. A lot of parents and students know they're both important, but which one exactly functions how? Student grades are only found in PIV. If you want to know your child's grade, their percent in math, that is only found in PIV. You cannot find that in Schoology. On the other hand, if your child is not at school on a particular day and wants that day's guided notes and they missed them, those can be found on Schoology, okay? When we scan any kind of digital files and upload it for a student to view at home, that is found on Schoology. Another thing about Schoology is for our remote learners, that's where we're gonna have the Zoom link every day. So if you're a remote learner, when it's time for your algebra class, you'll get on Schoology and there will be a link right there for your daily Zoom link. You'll click it and then you're interacting with me and the other students in class remotely. And so that link is found in Schoology. Now, assignment due dates are found in both PIV and Schoology. Some parents and students just want to know, okay, this upcoming week, what's the assignment and when is it due? What's due Monday? What's due Tuesday? What's due Wednesday? That can actually be found in both PIV and Schoology if all you're looking for is what are the assignments and when are they due. All right, so there are some similarities and differences between PIV and Schoology. Last note right here, parents, let's communicate. Please make sure you have a PIV account to receive my all-parent emails. Most of the communication that I do with parents is direct communication. If I have to call you, I can call you. If I have to send you a direct email straight to you, I'll do that, and I hope you're direct emailing me as well. but every now and again, there is a message that I may need to send to all parents. And to do that, I go on PIV, I go on Progress Book, and for every class, there's a function on there where I can just email all of the parents in that class. But that means that you need to have an updated PIV account with your most updated email address in there. And if that's the case, if you have a PIV account with your most up-to-date email in there, then when I go to that class and click email all parents, you're going to be in the loop. So that's all I have for now. I'm sure I probably have gone too long already. Obviously, there's many more details that we're going to have to figure out for this school year with all the logistics of the unique situation that we're in. So these are some of the highlights, bullets that I want to talk to you about. We're going to figure it out. Administrators, parents, teachers, students, we'll get it all figured out these first few days of school. I'm confident we can work as a team and make it all work. I'm greatly looking forward to working with your kids, whether that's in person, whether that's remotely. I can't wait to get to know them and hopefully have a positive impact on their life, both academically and socially with those character traits that I talked about earlier. So that's all that I have. Thank you very much for your time, and go Aces.